Hi guys, my name is Logan Ross. I live in New Oxford, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Gettysburg. I grew up not far from here. I went to school in Lancaster at Millersville University. I graduated with my BSW in 2016. Um, while I was getting my bachelor's, I did work as a direct support specialist for adults with mental illness. I worked at a CRR host home. It was a great time. When I graduated, I got a job doing foster care case management. Worked there for about a year and a half, and then I transferred to a school, being a behavior support specialist for kiddos with autism. And I quickly got burnt out because being in restraints all day really sucked, and it was hard for me. And then I transitioned to one of my favorite jobs I've ever had as a counselor at a day hospital for adolescents. The primary age that I worked with was like 11 to 14, so like the preteenish area. Um, Loved it. I did individual counseling, group therapy, and anything like that. I did do a little case management with them, but it was more clinical. I was a bachelor's level clinician. Um, when I left my job at the day hospital, I was an older child matching initiative worker, and that was right at the peak of the pandemic. So they shut everything down, and I went home and ended up deciding to take a couple months off of social work to really kind of focus on bettering myself. I truly believe it's hard to help others when you're not well yourself. So I took some time to really dig down in my own well-being to figure out what I wanted in life and where I was going. Um, Once I realized that I felt ready and excited to return to the field, I did that. I knew I didn't want to start right back off as a clinician, so I started as a community-based case manager for adults and children with mental health. Um, and then once I was ready, I ended up going to my current employer. Um, and I started as a case manager. I work at a methadone clinic in my area. I started as a case manager because I still wasn't ready to be clinical. Um, and then about month or so ago, I had a really big conversation with my bosses, and they really felt like um, I was ready to move into the counselor position. So now I'm a counselor at the methadone clinic. I carry a caseload of about 50 adults, and that's where I'm at. I really was excited to work at the methadone clinic in preparation to starting my master's program because the hours, I don't know if you guys are familiar with methadone clinics, the hours are wonderful. I work 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., which gives me a lot of free time at the end of the day to get a lot of my own priorities straight, including school. So I'm really excited to start this master's program. It's been 5 years since I had my bachelor's degree, so like this was the last year to have advanced standing, so that was really important to me. I think my goals is going to eventually be a psychotherapist or just to be in the clinical realm. I do enjoy it, but I love working with children. Like I miss that every day. Not that there's anything wrong with adults, but I do really feel passionate about working with kiddos, especially the preteen age group. Mental health is also a very big passion of mine, which I do get to touch on in the drug and alcohol field, just because it's silly for Pennsylvania to not allow drug and alcohol and mental health to be co-occurring without special licensing, because apparently the state sees it as separate, but really, as we know, it's kind of it's kind of all connected. So I really do get to use a lot of the skills I learned previously in the drug and alcohol field. With my current position, I do individual therapy, I do group therapy, I do anything that's needed from my clients. I try and, make it happen for them. Um, a little bit about me. I'm 27. I live with my boyfriend and our two cats. I never thought I'd be a cat person, but here I am loving cats. I'm with no dogs. I've always wanted dogs, and here I am with cats, but I love them. Um, I got into this field with a desire to help people, and I think what's become more and more apparent to me the farther I get in my life and in my career is just knowing that keeping myself healthy is the only way I can really do great social work. So that's really what I'm an advocate for, always self-care. When you feel burnout, it's normally best to evaluate where you're at and if it's time to move on, so you don't carry that on to your clients, because burnout is real in our field and it can be detrimental to the people you serve. So that's just a little bit about me. I don't feel like there's anything too crazy, but yep, I'm excited to work with everyone. Thank you.